Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to day 27 of the 31 Days of Horror. D Bougie 86 back up in this. That is right, peeps. We're almost to the big day of Halloween. It's fucking crazy how this month has flew by. Insane to think about it. It always has. When you're having fun with this series, it flies by better. Like I said last year, I was going through a lot of things. That's why last year wasn't as fun for me to do. And this year has been fun, and I've been watching whatever I really wanted to watch. So that's why it's even more funner for me this year than the usual years that I used to do this series. But, anyways, guys, you're not here to talk about me. You're here to talk about the movie of today. And it's a film that was released a few years ago. It was a Shudder original, uh, which I originally seen on Shudder. I have seen this movie before, but I picked up the Blu-ray Izzle of this flick and wanted to revisit it because usually when I watch movies that are like on streaming, and if they do get like a physical release, I will buy them, and I did with this one. And this is the film Yummy. I believe this is from the Netherlands. This is a Dutch zombie film. Uh, yeah, this is a pretty interesting movie. Kind of funny. It's kind of like has its own little quirky humor in it that I'll get into in a minute. But pretty much the main plot of Yummy, if you haven't seen it, we're introduced to kind of our main characters, Michael, whose girlfriend is actually going to have a breast reduction done at this plastic surgery hospital. Yes, that's where you're going with this movie. And his girlfriend's mom's actually with him. She's getting some work done as well. So Michael was actually used to be a doctor, but he can't stand the sight of blood when he sees it, as we later see in the movie. So we get some backstory on their characters and relationship. And Michael actually meets this dude, becomes like a main character in the movie later. And they stumble on like this weird girl that's tied down with like this face mask on her face. Uh, Michael takes the face mask off this girl, and she has like no like lips and just blood everywhere. And pretty much what ends up happening is this girl ends up getting out because she's kind of like patient zero of like this new research that they were doing that turned her into a zombie pretty much. And the hospital gets infected and people start turning into zombies and attacking each other, and it's up to Michael and the other few group of survivors, including his girlfriend, to try to get out of there. That's pretty much the main gist of the plot of this one. Now, I will state right up front, it's not the most original zombie movie of all time. If you're expecting something new and fresh, uh, you don't really get that with this one. It's just your basic standard zombie storyline. We've seen this kind of story done in zombie films before, but I had a blast with this movie. It has some quirky humor in it. Like, there's a one scene that involves a dude and his penis. I'll just leave that off there. That had me fucking dying laughing. I was fucking cracking the fuck up every time I watched the scene, and I knew it was coming this time around watching it, and it still cracked me the fuck up. Hilarious how this movie plays with its humor and characters, and lots of good kills and gore. Like the zombies themselves look pretty fucking gnarly. They look like, like this is. I don't even. It must have been like an amputee how they did this, but there's one scene where Michael's girlfriend is like roaming with I believe it's her mother, because her mother is like in the bed, like one of those hospital beds still, and she's like, like just rolling her down like the aisle. Then you see like this half zombie, like eating his own like bile, and then it starts, it notices them and it starts fucking jetting with its fucking arms, just arms alone, and it's a pretty gnarly fucking scene, and some high octane. Like these zombies kind of move fast. They're like, they're like kind of like they're still functioning zombies in the sense, but they have like all the like the zombie tropes of how to kill them. You have to kill them with the head wound. It's not like 28 Days Later where you could just shoot them and they just fucking fall down. These are like undead zombies, but they're very agile, if that makes sense, of their movements. And I like that movie for this. It borrows a lot from other zombie movies. I'll even admit that. Even like I know some people complain about the ending, which is kind of done to death in like these type of movies in general. I won't spoil what happens if you haven't seen it. But overall, I just enjoyed the ride. It was like a day in the life of these characters and what happens. That's what I took it as. It's like their interpretation of a zombie film in a sense, and it was pretty good. An interesting note. This film's kind of like in English and Dutch together, and they don't like because I put the subtitles on it because, like I said, it's been a while since I watched this when I first seen it. I kind of forgot that some of the movie's actually in English. Probably mostly the majority of the movie actually, and they don't actually interpretate the Dutch language in this movie, which I found interesting in that aspect alone. But overall, if you're looking for just a fun time and you like zombie movies, this one's fun. That's all I could ask for like this type of movie at this time period. Just have a fun one out there. Doesn't have to be like fucking serious like a Romero movie, but it could have some fun aspects to it and good gore. And this one has it all. And like it has funny moments. Like, man, that penis scene. That's all I'm gonna say. I won't spoil what actually happens in that scene because it's fucking funny. I died laughing like every time I watched it, But yeah, I highly recommend this. If you haven't checked it out, like I said, it's on Shudder, or you could pick out the Blu-ray, which is actually pretty. I remember picking this up for like $10 when it first came out. So yeah, if you haven't picked up Yummy, check it out. All right, guys, that's it for day 27. As always, I'll be back tomorrow with another one, and I'll see you soon. Bye bye.